Hello students. Now I'm going to discuss about a program that is given in your previous paper. They asked you to create a structure with the name of the student, roll number and marks of 6 subjects along with the substructure of date of birth with the date, month and year. And this should be created for the database of 60 students in a class. After creating it, you have to create a read function to read all the 60 student data. Otherwise, you can also limit to some students. And next, you have to create a menu for printing all the student details or such one particular student details based on the roll number that is provided, or to search for the topper. Who is the topper? Here, finding the topper is very difficult task as individual subject marks for each student is given. You have to calculate first total marks of each student. Afterwards, you have to compare the total marks of each student with others and find out the who is having the maximum marks. This is same as the maximum number in an array, finding the maximum number in the array. To that, we are adding one more, that is finding total marks of each student. Now, let's see the program. Here, we created 4 different functions. First one is read, to read all the student details. Next, display all student details, to search one particular student, to find out who is the topper. Now this is the structure they asked you to write with the details, name, roll number, marks of 6 subjects total, and substructure of date of birth, date, month and why, and the substructure name is given as date. Database should be created for 60 students, so S of 60 should be taken. Now in the main program, first we are going to enter how many student details you want to enter right now. Afterwards, read function is given. In the read function, simple printf and scanf statements are given in order to read the student details as well as roll number along with his date of birth and its marks of individual subject. Once you enter all the student details, next you are provided with the options to display whether to display all student details or search one particular student with roll number or display the topper. And it is stored by using OP. If once you enter the OP, that is option 1, display all function is being called. If it is option 2, again you are asked with which roll number you want to search and you are going to call the function search. If it is option 3, topper function is called. If none of the above options is chosen, it is a wrong. And this loop is infinite loop where while 1 is taken, this continues infinite number of times until you exit the complete compiler. Now going to display all, in display all, you can see from 0 to n, number of students you entered the details, simple printf statements are given in order to display the details of the students along with his marks. Now the second option, search, you can see we are passing the roll number that we want to search and it is compared with the roll numbers that are present starting with 0 to n numbers that you have entered. Once you compare all the numbers, if the search roll number is equivalent to the roll number that is present in the database, you are going to simply print the statement of student details along with his marks. Now topper, here is a big task for us. First we have to calculate the total marks of individual student. So we have written S of I dot total is equal to S of I dot total plus S of I dot mark of J. Individual marks are being incremented. J is the subloop. First 6 subjects were taken for each student and S of I dot total is a individual student. Now this subloop will add for each student and you are going to get the total marks of individual students into S of I dot total. Now S of I dot total is being compared with max. Max I initialized with 0 because 0 is the minimum number that we are going to get. If the total marks are greater than max, then what I am going to do, I am going to load that particular marks into max. Along with I am going to load the roll number of that particular student also into the top. because we want the details with respect to the roll number, right? At last, after completing all the student comparisons and getting the maximum, you are going to display who is the topper by calling s of top minus 1 dot name. His particular name and his roll number are being displayed. This is the program. Let's see the output, how we are going to get.